Have you ever noticed how some days you feel on top of the world, yet on others, even making a basic choice seems impossible? What if I told you your confidence fluctuates not just because of who you are, but also due to daily activities you might not even be aware of? Today, we're going to delve into the daily habits that unknowingly undermine your confidence. In true Stoic fashion, we'll examine how these habits affect us and how Stoic principles can empower us to regain command over our self-respect and life. Remember, Stoics aren't born, they're shaped by daily decisions. If you're keen to take control of your self-perception and approach to life, stay tuned. This could revolutionize your daily routine. If you value our content and want to support our journey of self-improvement, please consider subscribing. It's a simple, free way to contribute, and don't skip any part of the video. As a modern Stoic, you differ from the masses, and your path to mastering confidence is unique. Taking care of your appearance isn't just vanity, it's about respecting your body and presence. Habit 1 revolves around Marcus Aurelius's observation that our bodies are precious for what they enable us to do. By maintaining physical health, we boost our ability to engage with the world, lifting both our self-esteem and engagement levels. Caring for your appearance does more than make you look attractive. It fosters a sense of well-being, impacting your confidence in social and professional environments. Epictetus taught us to care for ourselves without veering into vanity, striking a balance between self-respect and obsession. Psychology supports the idea that appearance influences confidence, backed by the halo effect, where positive perceptions about looks enhance other attributes. Presenting yourself well is a powerful form of nonverbal communication, signaling how you view yourself and how you prefer to be perceived. Socrates valued inner beauty, but acknowledged outward appearances could mirror our internal state. Aristotle spoke of the golden mean, the desirable middle between excess and deficiency, encouraging care for appearance to foster positive interactions without becoming overly fixated. Habit 2 involves seeing daily preparation as an act of self-respect. It doesn't demand perfection, but requires acknowledgement that your presentation influences your mood and how others perceive you. Aligning your exterior with internal values shows respect for yourself and commands it from others. Focusing excessively on minor imperfections shifts attention from strengths to insignificant flaws. Stoicism teaches us the importance of focusing on what we can control. Epictetus emphasized distinguishing between what is up to us and what is not. Dwelling on unchangeable flaws wastes energy better spent on productive endeavors. Marcus Aurelius wrote about concentrating on actions we can control rather than obsessing over appearance or others' opinions. Aristotle's concept of the mean encourages a balanced self-view, avoiding both vanity and excessive self-criticism. Socrates warned that fixating on trivial details could hinder the pursuit of knowledge and virtue. Psychology highlights the pivotal role of self-talk, noting that negative self-talk about minor flaws distorts self-image and diminishes motivation. Habit 3 suggests focusing on positive attributes and achievements to bolster self-esteem. This aligns with Stoic practices of concentrating on what truly matters, virtues and actions, rather than uncontrollable or minor elements. When obsessing over flaws, remember Stoic wisdom. Focus on what you can control and redirect attention to virtues. Embracing a balanced self-view recognizes flaws without letting them overshadow broader growth. While humility is valuable, excessive self-deprecation can harm self-perception and lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy of inadequacy. Stoicism promotes resilience and emotional control. Marcus Aurelius saw obstacles as opportunities for growth. For instance, reframe self-criticisms like, "I'm terrible" to "I'm improving." This shift to a growth mindset alters your narrative, fostering learning and improvement. Epictetus urged focusing on what's changeable, aligning efforts with Stoic ideals. Viewing weaknesses as growth opportunities enhances self-perception and inspires others, reinforcing confidence and adaptability. Habit 4 underscores the importance of celebrating your achievements as much as others. Overpraising others can inadvertently diminish your own accomplishments. Marcus Aurelius emphasized self-awareness and appreciating your worth. Excessive praise may deflect attention from your potential or strain relationships if perceived as insincere. Epictetus warned against empty flattery, urging genuine interactions based on truth. To balance self-perception, consciously acknowledge your successes alongside others. This practice strengthens self-esteem and fosters authentic relationships. Habit 5 tackles negative self-talk, a subtle confidence underminer. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus stressed controlling reactions to thoughts, proposing that it's not events but interpretations that disturb us. Challenge negative thoughts by asking if they're rational or true. Often, they're distortions of reality. Epictetus advised examining impressions before being swayed. Reframing self-criticisms into growth-oriented narratives promotes a realistic, effective approach to personal development. Adopting Stoic principles of moderation and rational thought nurtures a balanced, confident mindset, ensuring self-improvement and genuine connections. He believed that by questioning our initial reactions, we can avoid being controlled by them and maintain our inner peace. This is particularly helpful when dealing with negative self-talk. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I always mess things up," it's essential to challenge this thought. Look at the evidence. Have there truly been no instances where you've succeeded? Challenging such absolutes helps break down these negative barriers and fosters a more balanced self-view. Moreover, Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of viewing things objectively and without the cloud of personal biases. When negative thoughts arise, try to step back and see them as an outside observer might. This detachment allows you to evaluate whether those thoughts are helpful or harmful, true or false. It's a method of gaining perspective and reclaiming your mind from the grips of unhelpful criticism. Incorporating this Stoic practice into your daily routine can significantly alter your interaction with negative self-talk. Each time a negative thought surfaces, take a moment to scrutinize it with rational thought. This process doesn't just diminish the power of negative thinking, it enhances your overall mental resilience. By consistently practicing this, you gradually shift from a mindset overwhelmed by self-doubt to one fortified with self-assurance. Habit 6 reminds us that the goal isn't to never have negative thoughts. That's unrealistic. But to prevent these thoughts from taking root and defining your self-perception. Just like the Stoics, you can learn to see these thoughts for what they truly are, mere impressions, not concrete realities. Over time, this practice will not only boost your confidence, but also deepen your understanding and mastery of Stoic principles in everyday life. It might seem like a minor thing, but it's actually quite significant when we think about how it affects our self-confidence and the way others perceive us. In the Stoic view, every word and action should be intentional and meaningful. So, when it comes to apologizing, Stoic wisdom would advise us to reserve our apologies for situations where they are truly warranted. Why does this matter? Apologizing unnecessarily can convey a lack of confidence in your decisions and actions. It can send a message that you're always in the wrong or to blame, even when that's not the case. This not only affects how others see you, but can also lead to a diminished sense of self-worth. Stoics like Epictetus taught that we should focus on what is within our control, our actions and our words. By apologizing excessively, you may be taking responsibility for things outside your control, which contradicts Stoic principles. The key is to be mindful and deliberate with your apologies. When you make a mistake, own it, apologize sincerely, and then move forward. This aligns with the Stoic practice of focusing on the present and learning from the past without dwelling on it. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of living in accordance with nature, and part of that is acknowledging our human imperfections. Apologizing when it's truly called for is honest and reflective of strong character. However, when apologies are overused, they can lose their meaning. Think of it this way: if you say sorry for everything, how will people know when you are genuinely remorseful? An apology should be a reflection of your true intentions, not a habitual response to every situation. This isn't just about how others perceive your apologies, but also about cultivating a genuine sense of accountability within yourself. Moreover, excessive apologizing can be a sign that you're not standing firmly within your own boundaries. Stoicism teaches us about the importance of knowing ourselves and living with integrity. Part of this self-knowledge is understanding when we have done something that warrants an apology and when we are simply diminishing our authority by saying sorry unnecessarily. In the context of decision-making, Stoicism places much emphasis on personal responsibility and the integrity of living a life carefully considered and chosen for yourself. Letting others decide for you might seem easier in the short term, especially if decision-making feels daunting or you're worried about the consequences of your choices. However, when you habitually rely on others to make your choices, you're essentially living a life designed by someone else. This can lead to a significant disconnect between your true desires and how you're actually living. Stoic philosophers, particularly Epictetus, often discuss the importance of prohairesis, the faculty of choice. According to him, this is the only thing we truly own, and we must not give it away lightly. Building confidence through decision-making starts with trusting your own judgment. This doesn't mean you should never seek advice or consider other perspectives, but ultimately, the decision should come from you. This practice aligns with the Stoic belief in living according to one's nature and reason. By making your own choices, you affirm your values, assess your options rationally, and take responsibility for the paths you choose. Starting small is an excellent way to practice this. Make decisions about your daily routine, what to eat, what to read, or how to organize your day. These might seem like trivial choices, but they set the foundation for more significant decisions. As you grow more comfortable and confident in these smaller choices, you'll naturally begin to feel more equipped to handle larger, more impactful decisions in your life. Marcus Aurelius, a staunch advocate of self-governance in accordance with reason, emphasized the importance of acting in ways consistent with your principles and not just following the crowd. This autonomy is empowering. When you make decisions that align with your deep-seated beliefs, you not only live more authentically, but also reinforce your self-confidence. Moreover, making your own decisions and accepting the outcomes, whether good or bad, fosters resilience. You learn from each consequence, preparing yourself better for future challenges. This process is inherently Stoic, as it involves reflecting on and learning from the outcomes of your actions, which Stoics believe is key to personal development. By making your own decisions, you claim ownership of your life. This strengthens your sense of self, builds your confidence, and helps you develop into a person who lives with intention and integrity. Each decision is a step toward a more authentic and confident self, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Toxic relationships, whether they are friendships, romantic partnerships, or even professional connections, can profoundly affect how you see yourself and your ability to grow. They can inject negativity into your life and create an environment where it's challenging to maintain a healthy, optimistic outlook. This is starkly opposed to the Stoic pursuit of peace and personal virtue. Seneca once wrote about the importance of choosing one's friends carefully, noting that we should welcome those capable of improving us. He believed that friends should be selected for their ethical qualities and their ability to challenge us to become better versions of ourselves. Applying this to our own lives, it becomes clear why maintaining toxic relationships is so detrimental. These relationships do the opposite of improving us. They pull us into a cycle of negativity and stagnation. If you find yourself in a toxic relationship, Stoicism teaches us to evaluate these connections with a rational and objective mindset. Ask yourself, do these relationships align with my values? Do they contribute to my growth and well-being? If the answer is no, it may be time to consider distancing yourself from these negative influences. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the value of tranquility and peace of mind, which can be disrupted by toxic relationships. He advocated for living in harmony with oneself, which sometimes means making tough decisions about who you allow into your inner circle. Furthermore, distancing yourself from toxic relationships doesn't mean you bear any ill will. It's about protecting your own well-being and growth. It's a demonstration of self-respect and an acknowledgement that you are deserving of positive, supportive relationships. This step, although difficult, is often liberating and profoundly transformative. It clears space in your life for healthier interactions and opens up opportunities for personal development and happiness. Remember that evaluating and possibly pruning toxic relationships is not just about cutting ties. It's about making room in your life for relationships that truly matter and contribute positively to your growth. Addressing toxicity in relationships and aligning this with the principles of Stoicism delves deeper into how these connections affect our current well-being and long-term personal development. Toxic relationships are marked by patterns of behavior that consistently diminish your energy, belittle your contributions, or undermine your personal boundaries. This persistent negativity can significantly impact your self-perception and your ability to pursue growth in a healthy, constructive manner. The wisdom of Stoic philosophers like Seneca is particularly relevant here. Seneca emphasized the critical role of friendships in shaping one's character and life path. He argued that we should not only choose friends who are morally and ethically robust, but also those who push us towards self-improvement. This philosophy starkly contrasts with the dynamics found in toxic relationships, which instead lead to cycles of negativity and personal stagnation. Toxic relationships, whether they manifest in romantic partnerships, friendships, or even professional environments, systematically erode your sense of self-worth and disrupt your quest for inner peace, a central tenet of Stoic thought. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic luminary, highlighted the importance of maintaining tranquility and peace of mind. He believed that achieving harmony with oneself might necessitate difficult decisions, including severing ties with those who consistently bring discord into your life. From a Stoic perspective, evaluating and possibly ending toxic relationships is not an act of malice, but a profound exercise in self-respect and preservation. It involves a careful assessment of whether these relationships uphold your values, contribute positively to your growth, and support your overall well-being. If they do not, the Stoic response would be to distance oneself to protect one's mental and emotional health. Moreover, cutting off toxic relationships is not merely about removal. It's a proactive step toward clearing space for more nurturing and supportive interactions. Respecting yourself enough to say no to what harms you and yes to what nurtures you is a process deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. It supports not just personal peace, but also the cultivation of virtue and character. This is a habit many of us fall into almost instinctively as we navigate through life. However, Stoicism offers a valuable perspective on this issue. It reminds us that every individual's path is uniquely their own, shaped by different circumstances, choices, and experiences. Stoic teachings encourage us to focus on our own journey and measure our progress against ourselves, not others. Comparing yourself to others can be a trap. It's easy to look at someone else's life and feel as though you don't measure up, or conversely, to feel superior based on arbitrary measures. However, such comparisons are not only unproductive, but can also lead to unnecessary discontent. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized that envy and jealousy stem from focusing on the external fortunes of others, which are beyond our control. He suggested that peace comes from focusing on our internal state and progress, which we can control. The Stoics teach that the only comparison that should matter is the one with your past self. Are you better today than you were yesterday? Have you grown in ways that are important to you? This perspective aligns with the concept of continual self-improvement and personal virtue. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about self-reflection and the importance of self-mastery. He believed in striving to be the best version of oneself, not in competition with others, but as a personal challenge. This approach is about setting personal benchmarks and goals based on your values, aspirations, and capabilities. It shifts the focus from external validation to internal satisfaction and fulfillment. By concentrating on your own growth and achievements, you cultivate a sense of intrinsic motivation that is more stable and enduring than the fleeting highs of external comparison. Moreover, the Stoic view fosters a mindset of abundance and positivity. When you're not constantly measuring your worth against others, you're more likely to feel content with what you have and who you are. This doesn't mean you don't strive for improvement, but it does mean that your motivation comes from a healthier, more constructive place. In practical terms, whenever you find yourself slipping into the habit of comparing yourself to others, pause and redirect your focus. Reflect on your own progress and celebrate the milestones, no matter how small. Remind yourself of where you started and how far you've come. This practice not only enhances your self-esteem, but also keeps you rooted in the present, appreciating your journey for what it is, a unique path filled with challenges and victories. Life is not a race against others, but a journey of becoming the best version of yourself. By embracing this Stoic wisdom, you'll find that you spend less time feeling inadequate or envious, and more time appreciating your own growth and successes. It's about finding joy in your personal evolution and recognizing that each step forward, no matter how small, is a triumph in its own right. Marcus Aurelius extensively championed the concept of self-mastery and self-reflection in his writings. His philosophy revolves around the idea that personal growth should not stem from competition with others, but from a deep-seated commitment to one's own development. This perspective encourages setting personal benchmarks and goals that resonate with one's own values, aspirations, and abilities, fostering a journey of self-improvement that is personally meaningful and detached from societal pressures. This approach fundamentally shifts the locus of validation from external accolades to internal fulfillment. By concentrating on personal achievements, one nurtures a stable and enduring form of intrinsic motivation. This kind of motivation is immune to the volatile nature of external validation, which often leads to transient satisfaction. Instead, intrinsic motivation promotes long-term contentment and a consistent pursuit of self-improvement. Practically, Marcus Aurelius suggests a method of coping when one falls into the trap of comparing oneself to others. He advises pausing and consciously redirecting focus toward personal progress. Reflecting on one's own journey, celebrating individual milestones, and acknowledging the distance traveled from the starting point can significantly bolster self-esteem. This practice helps maintain grounding in the present moment, appreciating each step of the journey for its unique contributions to one's character and capabilities. Ultimately, embracing Marcus Aurelius's teachings leads to a profound sense of joy in one's personal evolution. Each small step forward is recognized not just as progress, but as a significant victory in its own right. This philosophical stance not only enriches one's life with a deeper sense of purpose and satisfaction, but also aligns one with the Stoic ideals of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, guiding one toward a life of virtue and meaning. As we wrap up, remember that the journey to self-improvement is ongoing and uniquely yours. Embrace the Stoic path of focusing on your own growth and let go of the unhelpful comparisons that hold you back. Thank you for spending this time with us at Powerful Stoic Habit. Don't forget to check out one of the suggested videos on the screen to continue your journey toward a more fulfilled and confident life. Since you've made it to the end, share your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you soon.